this lecture, we will see about asymptotic notation. So here we will understand asymptotic notation and we will represent the big O notation. Now here, first we consider that we have an algorithm. Now first we consider that we have an algorithm and now we have to analyze an algorithm. Now when we have to analyze that algorithm, we have to when we have to analyze an algorithm on various parameters, then in that case we have to find out its time complexity. So to represent the time complexity, we have asymptotic notations. So in simple words, we can say that what is asymptotic notations? So asymptotic notations is a mathematical way of representing time complexity. Now, it means once we have any algorithm, without executing that algorithm or that program, we have to find out the time complexity of that algorithm or for that program. So, the question arises that how we calculate the time required for that algorithm without executing the algorithm. Then in that case, we will check the number of times that particular statement is executing, or we will check that number of times the function calls itself. So depending on this, we will find out the time complexity. So to represent these things, we want some notations. So here in asymptotic notations, there are certain notations. So first notation is big O, big omega, theta, small o and small omega. These are the total 5 notations. So here big O notation, it is represent like this. It is represent like this. Next, second notation is big omega. It is represent like this. Now the third notation is theta. Next notation is small o and last notation is small omega. So these are the 5 notations which are used to represent the time complexity. So here first of all we will see about big O. Now this is in this big O we consider that first we will understand the graphical notations over here, the graphical representations. So here we can see that here x-axis it shows the n. So what is meant by n? So n is input size, whereas this y-axis it shows t. So what is t? So t is time growth of that particular algorithm. So t is time growth and n is input size. Now let's consider that this function f of n, it represents certain kind of behavior. Okay, the function f of n, it represents certain kind of behavior. So here this function is written with respect to n. So here this is f of n. Now the second function is c into g of n. So here second function is plotted over here, so it is called as an upper bound. Okay, so c into g of n is considered as an upper bound. So therefore we can say that g of n, so g of n is an asymptotic upper bound for f of n. So g of n is asymptotic upper bound for f of n. So here we can say that this c into g of n, it is an upper bound for the function f of n. So it means the value of f of n is always less than c into g of n. Okay, so this behavior we can represent over here. Now before this we will see one more thing is given, that is n0. So here in n0 we can say that after n0 that the function f of n is greater than equal to c into g of n. Before n0, the value of function f of n, it is fluctuating. Okay, so you can see that before this the value of f of n, it is fluctuating, but after n0 the value of f of n is smaller than or it is equal to c into g of n. So the same thing we can represent it in the fundamental equations. So here you can see that the fundamental equation is given, that is f of n is less than equal to c into g of n. So this is the fundamental equation. Now this fundamental equation for all n, where the value of n is greater than equal to n0. Now again we repeat. So in graph we have seen this n. So what is n? N is input size. So n is input size, and here n0 is given, that after n0 the function f of n, it is having less value than c into g of n. So same thing is given over here. So f of n is less than equal to c into g of n, where for all n is greater than equal to n0. So the same thing we can represent, or we can define over here. The function f of n is equal to big O of g of n. The function f of n is equal to big O of g of n if and only if there exist the positive constants c and n0. Okay, so there are two positive constants. So that positive constants are c and n0. So c is positive constant and n0 is also positive constant. So such that f of n is less than equal to c into g of n for all n where n is greater than equal to n0. Okay, so when all these parameters, or when all these conditions are satisfied, then in that case only we can say that this f of n is equal to big O of g of n. Okay, so here we will see that how we will satisfy all these conditions. So for that purpose we have taken one of the function. So here our function is f of n is equal to 2n square plus n. So this is our function, and now we have to satisfy this condition. We have to satisfy these conditions where the c and n0, these both values are positive constants, to prove that this f of n is equal to big O of g of n. So here again we write that this is the function, that f of n is equal to 2n square plus n. We have to satisfy this condition, that f of n is less than equal to c into g of n. Then in this condition we put the value of function f of n. So therefore we write 2n square plus n is less than equal to c into g of. So here we have to find out the term of order. Okay, so for that purpose here we have given the question mark, that we have to find out the term over here. So what will be the function over here? So here the function is f of n is less than equal to c into g of n. So here our statement, we put the value of f of n. So it will be 2n square plus n less than equal to c into g of what? So here g of n, as we have seen that g of n is an upper bound. So if g of n is an upper bound, then it means the upper bound, it means we have to find, it means the maximum time required to execute a particular task. So that will be an upper bound. Now we consider that what is our function. So our function is, in this case our function is 2n square plus n. This is our function. So now in this case, our largest term, there are two terms. So first term is n square and second term is n. So in between these two terms, n square is the largest term. Now if n square is the largest term, we have to find out the upper bound. Okay, so g of n is an upper bound. So therefore this term, it can be, so this upper bound, that is g of n value, it can be n square, it can be n cube, it can be n raised to 4, like this. Number of it like this, it can be any of the term can be there. Okay, now though it is an upper bound, we have to find out the least upper bound. Least upper bound, it means the closest upper bound. So here n raised to 3, n raised to 4, n raised to 5, all these are the terms, but here we have to find out the closest upper bound. So therefore we write here n square. So here we write 2n square plus n less than equal to c into g of n square. So here we write c into g of n square. Now here we have to find out, once we find out the term of order, now after that we have to find out the value for c. Now to find out the value for c, first we will put the value for c, and that is 2, and we will check this condition. So here we will put the value for c as 2. Now our equation is 2n square plus 2 less than equal to 2 into g of n square. Now instead of writing g of n square, we write it as a 2 into n square. So here we write it as 2n square plus n less than equal to 2n square. Now if we solve this equation, then we come to know that the left hand side, okay, so this 2n square and this 2n square, so this will be cancelled. Now here we can say that this n is less than equal to 1. Okay, so this left hand side part is larger in this case. So therefore instead of 2, we will put the value of c as 3. So we will put the value of c as 3. So here the value for c we put as 3. So 2n square plus n less than equal to 3 into g of n square. So here again we will solve it. So 2n square plus n less than equal to 3n square. Now we will solve it. So to solve it, this n square term and this n square term. Okay, so we will move this 2n square to this right hand side. So it will be n is less than equal to 3n square minus 2n square. So it will be n is less than equal to n square. Okay, so this will be n is less than n square. Now again we will remove this n with this n. So in that case, here on the left hand side only 1 will be remained, and on the right hand side only n will remain. Okay, so 1 is less than equal to n. So the same thing we can write, it as, that is n is greater than equal to 1. So in this case we can say that, here the value of n is, the value of n 0 is greater than equal to 1, and the value for c is 3. Now in this case this n0 is 1, and the value of C is 3. So both these values are the positive constants. So this condition is satisfied. Second, we follow this condition also to find out the value for C and n0. And here we calculate the value for n is greater than equal to n0. So where n0 is positive constant. So therefore we can say that this function, that f of n is equal to 2n square plus n. So we can write it as that the function f of n, that is 2n square plus n is equal to big O of, now its term of order is n square. So therefore we can write big O of n square. So this will be an output. Okay, so this can be the function or this can be the term. In that case we can write it in big O notation. Now here are some questions are given or some of the functions are given. So you have to find out the big O notation. We have to find out the term of order for that particular equations. Okay, so this is you have to solve. Thank you.